Today we're making jumbo curry with double pork chops. We're gonna make a pork katsu and a char siu to go with the curry. This is gonna be one massive bowl of curry, and the ingredients we're gonna be prepping is also massive. So let's start off with the char siu. I cut up pork butt into multiple pieces because you can't fry the entire thing in one go. We're gonna be using an air fryer to cook our char siu. And the first thing we're going to need to do is make the marinade. The marinade will consist of 2 tablespoons oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons hoisin sauce, they're actually different, some maple syrup, soy sauce, Chinese 5-spice, salt, and garlic powder. And we're also going to add in sugar. Now, normal char siu requires you to add in some red food coloring as well, but I didn't buy that, so we're just gonna have char siu that is not red in color. It's a little weird, but it tastes the same. Reserve a few tablespoons of marinade for the pre-fryer glaze, but otherwise you're going to want to marinate the char siu with the entire sauce we just made for a good 24 hours. And when you're ready to air fry the char siu, go ahead and just mix that glaze with a few tablespoons of honey and pat both sides of your pork butt pieces with the marinade. We want to make sure to get all the pieces evenly coated. Alright, so to air fry this pork butt, you're going to want to air fry it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 minutes at a time. After you're done with the 4 minutes, go ahead and flip the pork butt over and give it a nice glaze over with the glaze that you made. And we're going to be repeating this a grand total of 3 times for a total air fry time of 16 minutes. The char siu will come out well charred and cooked through, but it will still be very tender. We'll go ahead and just let the char siu rest on aluminum foil for about 20 minutes before we put it onto the curry. So now we're going to be making our katsu, and normally you make this with breadcrumbs, but I did not have any breadcrumbs, so I substituted with bread flour. We're going to add some garlic powder into the bread flour and also some oregano as well as salt and pepper. This will give the bread flour more flavor. For our katsu pork chops themselves, you want to also add some salt and pepper. Just give the pork a little bit more flavor on the inside. And we're going to coat it with a layer of cornstarch. Go ahead and dust off any excess cornstarch. Dip it in egg yolk. These are bean eggs. And finally, coat it really well. Flip it multiple times in the bread flour. And we're going to fry it in the air fryer for a total of 5 minutes on each side at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So make sure you flip the pork chops after 5 minutes and fry it for another 5 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and it'll come out very crunchy, almost as if you had deep fried it, but without the excess oil. For the curry soup itself, we are going to cut a bunch of onions and carrots. The curry packet that I picked from the Japanese store actually has carrots and onions already, so we're just adding on to that flavor. It also has potatoes, but we're not going to add any extra potatoes because we are going to be eating ramen as our starch, and that should be enough. For the soup base, I'm going to add in chicken stock and also add in the packet of golden curry once the chicken stock has been brought to a boil. We're going to actually simmer down this pot until about a third to half of the liquid has evaporated. Once it's evaporated, go ahead and add in about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to thicken the broth because we want a thick curry broth for this ramen. We're going to cook the ramen in hot water using a net. I used a strainer to cook the ramen over water, and what this does is make it so that the ramen doesn't overcook, and also makes it so it's easier for me to shake off the excess water and not have that water dilute the curry flavor. You see this done a lot in curry shops, or sorry, ramen shops, because they don't want to have any of that excess water affect the soup. So we're going to plate our ramen. Add in a few ladlefuls of curry broth. And then we're going to chop up a large Char Siu, the largest one that I could find. And follow that up with the largest Katsu that I could find. And add both of those pork chops onto the large bowl of curry. So we have this massive pork curry. This bowl is like jumbo size. I was incredibly full after eating this, and in fact, I barely finished it. And to top it off, we're gonna add some ginger. Ginger goes really well with curry in general. The best one I would say is the red ginger, but I couldn't find any pickled red ginger, so I used this pickled pink ginger. And voila, you have your double katsu or double pork chop curry ramen. It's jumbo size, it's massive. Look at how big this thing is. And yeah, I just devoured it completely. It was awesome. Like, it tasted so good. I definitely got the sweats after eating this, so that's just a warning. If you eat this, you're probably gonna sweat like crazy. So, you know, prepare to change your outfit. And that's it for this video. If you like the video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.